The UK has been shaken recently by a series of riots. These disturbances have brought simmering social tensions to the surface. Far-right groups have been identified as key instigators in the unrest. Their actions have caused widespread fear and disruption. Economic hardship, social inequality, and political polarization have created a volatile environment. Far-right groups have exploited these grievances to spread their ideology of hate and division. The violence witnessed on the streets is a stark reminder of the fragility of peace. The UK faces a critical challenge in restoring order and rebuilding trust. Addressing economic inequality, promoting social inclusion, and countering extremist ideologies are crucial steps. The recent unrest in the UK can be traced back to a specific incident in Southport. This coastal town became an unexpected flashpoint for tensions that had been brewing for months. A peaceful protest against far-right activity took a violent turn. Clashes erupted between demonstrators and counter-protesters, leaving several injured and property damaged. The Southport incident acted as a catalyst, igniting similar outbreaks across the country. Far-right groups, emboldened by the events in Southport, escalated their activities. They organized rallies and marches in towns and cities across the UK, often resulting in violent confrontations with anti-fascist groups and the police. The incident served as a wake-up call for the UK, forcing it to confront the uncomfortable reality of rising social tensions. Far-right groups used online platforms to organize and mobilize their supporters. They disseminated inflammatory content and propaganda, further fueling anger and division.
In the wake of the Southport incident and subsequent riots, I want to take a firm stance, condemning the violence and vowing to restore order. I express my deep concern over the unrest and emphasize the need for calm and unity. Violence is never acceptable, and those responsible will be held accountable for their actions.
Starmer's condemnation of the violence was swift and unequivocal. He labeled the perpetrators as criminals and vowed to bring them to justice. He directed law enforcement agencies to investigate the incidents thoroughly and prosecute those involved to the fullest extent of the law.
Beyond condemnation, I outline a plan of action to address the root causes of the unrest. We must address issues like economic inequality, social injustice, and lack of opportunity that fuel resentment and anger. Starmer's success in navigating this complex situation would be crucial for the UK's stability and future.
As part of his response to the riots, Prime Minister Starmer announced the formation of a specialized police unit dedicated to handling future outbreaks of unrest. This new unit, drawn from existing police forces across the UK, would receive specialized training in riot control, de-escalation techniques, and community engagement. The unit's primary objective would be to prevent riots from escalating into widespread violence and to protect lives and property. The creation of this dedicated police unit signaled the government's commitment to maintaining public order and safety. They would be deployed strategically in areas deemed high risk, based on intelligence gathering and analysis of social tensions. Beyond their riot control responsibilities, the new unit would also play a role in community engagement. They would work to build relationships with community leaders and organizations in areas affected by the riots. The goal was to foster trust and dialogue, addressing grievances and preventing future outbreaks of violence through proactive measures. The UK government distanced itself from Musk's comments, stating his views did not reflect their assessment. Musk's tweet showed how social media can spread misinformation during crises. Critics accused him of being out of touch and using his platform irresponsibly. They warned his words could incite violence and division. His statement was seen as reckless, fueling tensions. Musk's tweet faced backlash from UK officials and the public. Section 6. Political pushback. UK leaders condemn Musk's words. Elon Musk's tweet suggesting an inevitable civil war in the UK sparked outrage and condemnation from across the UK political spectrum.
Prime Minister Starmer, while acknowledging Musk's entrepreneurial achievements, publicly rebuked his comments as irresponsible and divorced from reality.
He emphasized that the UK was a nation built on dialogue and peaceful resolution, not violence. Home Secretary Yvette Cooper went further, accusing Musk of fanning the flames of division with his reckless rhetoric.
She pointed out that his words could embolden extremist groups and undermine efforts to de-escalate tensions. Cooper stressed that social media platforms had a responsibility to prevent the spread of harmful misinformation, especially during times of national crisis.
The UK's strong and unified response to Musk's tweet highlighted the country's commitment to peaceful discourse and its rejection of divisive rhetoric. It also demonstrated the UK's willingness to hold individuals accountable for their words, even those with significant wealth and influence. Section 7. Information warfare, social media's role in the chaos. The recent unrest in the UK has brought into sharp focus the role of social media in amplifying tensions and spreading misinformation.
Far-right groups have exploited these platforms to disseminate their hateful ideologies and incite violence. Social media's algorithms, designed to maximize engagement, often prioritize sensationalized and inflammatory content, creating echo chambers where extremist views can flourish unchecked.
The rapid spread of misinformation and disinformation on social media has exacerbated existing social divisions and fueled distrust in traditional media outlets. False narratives, often disguised as legitimate news, can quickly gain traction online, influencing public opinion and inciting violence.
The anonymity afforded by many social media platforms allows individuals to spread hate speech and incite violence without fear of accountability.
The UK government has come under increasing pressure to address the role of social media in fueling unrest. Critics argue that social media companies have not done enough to combat the spread of harmful content on their platforms. Section 8. Government intervention, combating misinformation online. The UK government is ramping up efforts to combat misinformation and hate speech online. This includes working with social media companies to remove harmful content and investing in public awareness campaigns. A dedicated task force monitors online activity to identify potential threats. Composed of law enforcement and digital experts, they track hate speech and disrupt extremist networks. The government also partners with community organizations to counter extremist ideologies. The goal is to build resilience against extremist propaganda and foster a cohesive society. Section 9. The long road ahead, preventing future outbreaks. While the immediate crisis of the riots may have subsided, the underlying social and economic issues that fueled the unrest remain. Addressing these root causes is crucial to preventing future outbreaks of violence and building a more just and equitable society. This requires a long-term commitment from the government, as well as the active participation of civil society and the private sector. One pressing issue is the need to address economic inequality and lack of opportunity, particularly in disadvantaged communities. This includes investing in education and job training programs, creating pathways to good-paying jobs, and tackling regional disparities in economic development. Another key area of focus is promoting social cohesion and addressing discrimination. Building a more resilient and cohesive society requires a collective effort. The government must work in partnership with communities, civil society organizations, and the private sector to create a more just and equitable society where everyone feels a sense of belonging and opportunity. Section 10. Building bridges, fostering unity in a divided nation. The recent unrest has exposed deep divisions within British society. Healing these divisions and fostering a sense of unity is essential for the UK to move forward. This requires a commitment to open and honest dialogue, as well as a willingness to listen to and understand different perspectives. The government must play a leading role in promoting dialogue and reconciliation. This includes creating spaces for meaningful conversations about the issues that divide us, as well as supporting initiatives that bring people together from different backgrounds and communities. Civil society organizations also have a crucial role to play in building bridges and fostering unity. Community groups, faith-based organizations, and other civil society actors are well positioned to facilitate dialogue, build relationships across difference, and promote social cohesion. The media can play a constructive role in promoting understanding and empathy, rather than exacerbating divisions. Section 11. A safer tomorrow, ensuring public safety for all. The recent riots in the UK highlight the importance of public safety and effective measures to prevent civil unrest. Ensuring safety requires a multifaceted approach addressing both symptoms and root causes of violence. Law enforcement plays a crucial role in maintaining order and protecting citizens. Engaging in community policing and building trust is equally important. Addressing social and economic factors is essential for long-term stability. By working together, we can create a safer society for all.